35,000. That's how many decisions you make in one day. Isn't that crazy? That's what Google said. It's estimated that the average adult makes 35,000 remotely conscious decisions each day. That's crazy. What does that have to do with anything? Well, today we're going to talk about 4 decisions that I made that changed my life and changed my business. My name is Lauren Messiah. I'm a stylist, author of the book Style Therapy, and founder of Style Boss Academy, the online business school for stylists. Over the course of my career, I have trained over 6,000 stylists, teaching them how to take their passion for fashion and turning that into a profitable business. So let's talk about the decisions that I made, most of which were scary, but changed my entire life. Decision number 1. I left my hometown. I left my hometown in Virginia to move across the country to sunny California, LA. This was definitely scary, and it definitely was not in the plan. I was working a 9-to-5 job, and another executive in that company was like, hey, I'm starting a startup company. We'd love for you to come on board. They wanted me to be a blogger and write and stuff like that. But it's in California. It's in Los Angeles. So we'll pay to relocate you, but you got to come to LA. And I don't know what, because it's so out of my character. I'm so traditionally, not anymore, but I've just been a person that's no, I would just never. No, this is where I live. This is it. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I told my family, I was like, move into LA. They were like, okay, what? My parents told me later that they swore I'd be back in under a year. And I've been in LA, I think 17 years now. I'm not going back. Stop waiting. It's not going to happen, family. But it wasn't even it was my dream job. It was just a different opportunity. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made because it expanded everything. It expanded the possibilities for my career. It's not that it's impossible, but I don't think I would have the career that I have today if I stayed in Virginia. Yes, you can still be successful as a stylist, personal stylist specifically, anywhere in the world. But my path, I think it was so important to do the celebrity thing and be in Hollywood and have these TV opportunities and everything else. I needed to be here. I needed to be here. Not only that, I needed to just expand as a human. And no shade on people that I grew up with, but I look at their lives on Facebook and it's they have the same friend group that they had in high school and they still hang out in their 40s, which is totally sweet. Don't get me wrong. But I love the fact that I've just met so many people during my life, people that I would never have come across if I didn't make these big moves and change locations and find new opportunities. I just feel it's expanded me, my point of view, my perspective, my possibilities as a human. So if you have an opportunity to move, especially if you're in your 20s like I was, I would say do it. I think it's a game changer. And if it doesn't work out, you can always move back, but if you have the option, move. Please don't be Mom, Lauren told me to move. I saw it on YouTube. Use your noodle to feel if that's a fit. But for me, oh my God, can't even imagine my life if I just stayed in Virginia. Anytime I go home and visit, I'm yeah, I was not built to be a Virginia girl. I was built to stay there for a while and then get out. Never to return. Second major decision that I made that changed my whole entire life was quitting my 9-to-5 before I was ready. Doing something like that was totally out of character, but now it's changed my character and I am a person that can just make moves like this. But in the past, there's no way I would have quit something stable to go into something unknown. But again, it's that inner feeling that's just do it. Just do it. It's going to work out. I don't know how, just do it. I'm so glad because the longer you wait, oh, I have to be ready. This has to fit. It's never going to be ready. And you keep waiting and waiting and waiting and it never happens. So now I'm totally comfortable doing things before I'm ready. I'm like, it'll work out. I don't know. I can just feel it. Let's just do it. That's number 2. Number 3, I hired my first business coach. I've talked about this in other videos, but this was a big decision, again, that changed my character for making future decisions in my life. So in the grand scheme of things, like, was this a huge decision? Probably not, but it was in that moment, and it changed my life because I knew that this particular coach could help me. I knew that it was an expense that was higher than what I'd ever spent or wanted to spend, but I knew I had to do it. And it was just having that faith that I'm just going to find the money and somehow this is going to work out. And now, because of that action, I can regularly invest in myself and invest in my business without taking a whole bunch of time to like hem and haw about it. I remember when I went to my first Tony Robbins seminar, UPW, it's the least expensive of them all. And I paid to have VIP tickets because I didn't want to wait in line. I wanted to be close to the stage. I wanted to like interact with Tony. And then after that, he's like, well, we have these other seminars, these other ones. And it's like, ooh, now they're like the ticket and the hotel and the travel. It's like, that's $15,020. But because I made that decision hiring my business coach earlier in my career, it was like, done, cool, do it. Like, it's going to work out. When I invest in myself, I make sure I get a payoff. It's fine. And I've been doing that ever since. This coach, this opportunity, this trip, this organization, this investment, it's just like boom, boom, boom. So you have to make that first decision in order to be able to make bigger decisions like that in the future. And this 4th decision was fairly recent. At the end of 2020, I decided to exit my own company, the company that I built with a business partner that I had been in for 12 years. I made a lot of money. My reputation was like tied up in this identity in this company. But again, it was that nagging feeling of knowing there's more, there's different, there's a next step I have to make. And this was a scary one because I have surrounded myself with a lot of powerful people, a lot of trusted mentors and advisors. And even they were advising me, like, don't do it. Like, stay here. This is good. If you do this, if you do that, it'll be like just the way you want it. And I listened to them for a while, longer than I should have, to be quite honest with you. Until one day I was like, you know what? I got to jump. I got to go. I got to make the move. Huge decision, scary decision, because essentially it felt like, this is not really the reality, but this is what it felt like, that I was starting from scratch at age 40. I was starting from scratch. I wasn't. I was starting from experience. But at the time, it was like, I'm starting from scratch. Like, all this stuff was going on in my personal life. And oh my God, did it work out? Oh my God, did it work out? I am happier. I am taking home more money. And I just feel fulfilled and just magical and like a happy little entrepreneurial unicorn. So these 4 decisions changed the game for me. So if you'll notice, this pattern of every decision had like a huge risk. It's like you could move across the country and be like, I can't make it here. I got to spend all this money and move back. But it's like, nah, we just did it anyways. It's like, ooh, I could make this investment and I could like not have any money and not eat. It's like, we do it anyways. I could start over and it doesn't work out a second time. Whatever. You do it anyways. Huge risk, but even bigger reward. It's always worth it to just go for it. Nothing can't be undone. So they felt so big at the time, but like, what's the worst that can happen? I have to move back home. Like, it seems like the worst, but it's like, really? Just get a plane ticket. You're cool. Go back. Starting over. Oh yeah, what if it doesn't work? Well, you just keep trying hard until it did work. So think about big decisions that are kind of looming over you and think about what's the best thing that could happen. Instead of thinking about what the worst thing to happen, think about what the best case scenario would be. So I hope you found this video inspiring. If you did, show me some love in the comments, or at the very least, show me some thumbs up love. Come on now, can I get a thumbs up? And please subscribe to my channel because I would love to see you again. I'm publishing videos like this all the time. So get your subscribe on and I'll see you in the next video.